What if the fall of a president didn't begin with a speech or a vote, but with one man, one bag, and one unlocked door at 2:10 a.m.? Inside the bag, tape, wires, locks, silence. This wasn't theft, it was surveillance, and every tool had a purpose. But the silence didn't last. Police stormed the office. 5 men caught red-handed inside the Democratic National Committee headquarters. At first, it looked like a clumsy burglary, a midnight mistake. But history rarely announces itself so quietly. Wiretaps, phone lists, cash. This wasn't random, but it was organized, funded, planned. By morning, the newsroom was electric. 2 reporters smelled something bigger, not just a crime, but a cover-up. They chased names, dates, money, following threads others wanted buried. Then the call came. Half answers, whispers, a voice that knew too much and said just enough. Meetings in shadowed garages, envelopes slid across cold metal. Truth traded for silence. The source confirmed it. This break-in wasn't rogue, it was sanctioned. The documents began to connect. Campaign funds, false names, secret payoffs. The pattern was unmistakable. Former CIA operatives, campaign operatives, White House operatives, all in the same orbit. Money moved in envelopes, numbers were coded, and silence was purchased. Burglars were paid not to talk. Witnesses were told to forget. Justice was treated like a threat. Inside the White House, tension thickened. The question wasn't what happened. It was, how do we stop it? Investigators hit walls, doors closed. Agencies were told to stand down. 1 memo, 3 letters. CIA. And suddenly, law enforcement was being blocked from the truth. But subpoenas kept coming, files piled high. The machinery of accountability was grinding forward. The burglars faced court, but they weren't the real target anymore. Behind closed doors, testimony was altered, statements rewritten, lies typed into permanence. Then one man broke. Former White House counsel John Dean stepped into the light and spoke. The Senate hearings became national theater. America watched as power was questioned, live, aides twisted under oath. Cameras caught every blink, every hesitation, every crack. Subpoenas landed at the White House itself. The investigation had reached the Oval Office door. Inside, advisors urged resistance, delay, deflection. The clock was now their enemy. And then a new threat. A special prosecutor demanded the president's secret recordings. The White House invoked privilege. Press conferences became performances of denial. The battle moved to the Supreme Court, a constitutional showdown. The ruling was unanimous. The tapes must be released. One tape, dated June 23, 1972, began to play. On it, the president discussed using the CIA to block the FBI. Proof of obstruction recorded in his own voice. Support evaporated overnight. Phones rang. Allies vanished. The walls closed in. The House Judiciary Committee approved articles of impeachment. The end was no longer hypothetical. Across America, living rooms fell silent. Bars went quiet. Streets filled with questions. Late at night, a pen hovered over paper. A presidency hung in the balance. Then came the broadcast. A nation watched its leader resign. The motorcade rolled into the rain. Flashbulbs burned. History closed a chapter. Top aides were convicted. Campaign officials sentenced. Accountability finally had names. And then the pardon, reigniting debate, anger, and doubt. Trust in government fractured. Polls fell. Skepticism became cultural inheritance. Newsrooms changed. Ethics tightened. Power would no longer go unchallenged. But it all began here, with one shadowed figure slipping into a lit office. Justice, slow and imperfect, still moved. Institutions held. Years later, the files remain. The tapes still speak. The lessons still echo. Because Watergate wasn't just a scandal. It was a warning that even the smallest crimes can expose the largest conspiracies, and that no one, not even the most powerful, is above the law.